The honourable member for Calgary-West.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can any of us imagine losing a child under the most horrific circumstances and then being ignored when you ask questions about it? Today, a brave, resilient family is with us and they are seeking answers. I am honored to be their voice. So far, all of their information about Serenity's terrible fate has come from the media and the Child Advocate. They have asked me to ask this question. Premier, why is the ME's office, the Crown, and the department withholding basic information from Serenity's mother regarding the abuse of her children more than 2.5 years ago?
The Minister of Justice and Solicitor General.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And of course, this tragedy has been extremely difficult on the family, I have no doubt, and on all Albertans, Mr. Speaker. Everyone is working very hard to ensure we do the best to obtain justice for this little girl, Mr. Speaker. It is true that the process did not occur as quickly as it should have done. We will ensure that in future we do a better job of moving forward in a more timely manner, Mr. Speaker. But at this time, we cannot prejudice any potential prosecution going forward until the investigation is complete. Thank you.
Serenity's mom has not only been kept in the dark about Serenity's death, this government will not even tell her about the investigation into the abuse of her other children who were in care in the same home. Serenity's brother and sister are safe and back with their mother, and that should have been Serenity's future too. The family will never be whole again because we all have failed them. Premier, will you look up into the gallery and tell Serenity's family and her mother watching online here today why you will not respect their wishes and call a public inquiry?
The Honourable Premier.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And like the Minister of Justice, of course, I need to begin by saying that all Albertans are very, very troubled and have been about the horrible circumstances that Serenity suffered in the up to 2014, including, of course, her tragic death in 2014. It is absolutely important that the police be allowed to proceed so that the matter can be addressed fully in the justice system. And so it is frustrating for all of us, but we can't compromise that because that would be yet another injustice.
Thank you, Honourable Premier. The second supplemental.
Last fall, the former minister assured this House that he met with Serenity's family and offered supports. In reality, no one from the NDP government has ever reached out to Serenity's mother or her mother's immediate family to offer condolences, information, or support. And it gets worse.
Shame.
The former minister's office called Serenity's mother to schedule a phone call, and he never bothered to call. Premier, your government's role in this is shameful. Will you apologize to Serenity's mother and her immediate family today? And what is this man still doing on your front bench?
Good question. The Honourable Premier.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. You know, when we are asked in the role of government, or we are compelled to take on the responsibility of caring for children, we have an incredibly important obligation to those children and to their families. And when we don't get that done right, Mr. Speaker, we absolutely owe them an apology. All of us do, because there are so many ways in which the work that we do to support these children and their families can and must be better. That's absolutely true. And there's so that there's no qualification to that. It must be done better. But Mr. Speaker, it's also important that we make sure that the people who were responsible for Serenity's death.
Thank you, Honourable.